Welcome to the Viewing Center podcast. I'm your host, Tega. I'm joined by my two very popular guests on the show, Edmund, Oris, and Williams, Dr. Williams. Oris, how are you doing?
Well, Tega, I'm buzzing actually. I'm buzzing. It's been a long time since we shot this podcast. So I'm actually very, very excited to talk sports with two of my favorite people in the world. So yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's great. This is our 2020 new decade premiere. So I think we are good to go. Dr. Williams, what's up?
I'm good, man. Tega, it's been a minute, and good to have Edmund back, have you guys back, and have me back. It's been like I've been out for so long. Sorry, I've been busy trying to set up, but I'm back. I'm sure we'll drive this podcast now to the fullest potential it was before I left.
Yeah, I think you're in top form, so we're happy to have you back with us. So let's kick things off with problems we've had so far with some of the clubs we all love and support. I'm going to start with Barcelona, just to change things up from always starting with Premier League clubs. Barcelona have had lots of problems with Valverde. Unfortunately, he's gone, and now.
Excuse me, did I hear you say unfortunate? Unfortunately.
Yeah.
What's unfortunate about that?
I think you guys are just obsessed with the Pep Guardiola time. You guys are winning always. You've won the league 2 times in a row. He has not lost in the Camp Nou except from once. Aside from the unfortunate collapses with Roma and was second to Liverpool. And I don't think you guys can always be putting your failures down to Valverde. Then the collapse, 10 minutes collapse against Atletico Madrid. I don't know why every time you guys lose, you put the failures on Valverde. And you guys are just obsessed with playing one certain way. When those days are over, you cannot have Iniesta and Xavi and Busquets back in their prime days. Why can't you guys just forget about that whole period and just move on?
Listen to me, Tega. Listen to me. First of all, a real footballing person would know that with the squad that Valverde had at Barcelona, the performances were not just good enough, guy. They were not just good enough. And if you are honest, you will see that it was not good enough. How would you have... Yes, we can't go back to the time of Guardiola. I know that. You understand? No, every manager cannot be Guardiola. But, guy, you can play better. Luis Enrique, for example. Luis Enrique didn't play a possession-based football. It wasn't so big on possession. But it was effective. Do you understand? It was effective. But this guy, you are not playing so well. Yes, you are winning. You are winning for the most part. But the performances are poor. Players are underperforming. Do you understand? Your defense is shit.
Yeah.
Your defense is terrible. Your midfield is literally non-existent. You bought one of the best midfielders last season in De Jong, and you can't even do anything with him. None of the players Valverde met as at when Luis Enrique came, because it's almost the same starting 11 that he met that is going with. And as a manager, that's a bad sign. It shows a manager that doesn't have, what will I say, a clear. There was no clear pattern of play. It was just hope on Messi and score. And for most part of the time, Messi always turns up. But what happens when Messi doesn't turn up? You understand? As a football club and as a proper manager, you need to have a good system, a system that works regardless of any player. Look at Liverpool, for example. Liverpool played us when they won us 4-0 without Salah and without Firmino, and they won. If you take out Messi from Barcelona, for most of the times against other teams, we don't win. You understand? Even if we win, it's always going to be a struggle. Okay, yes, we won Real Madrid 5-1, we won Inter Milan. You get, but those are few and far between, guys. We're struggling. The squad was underperforming. The players were underperforming. So the only way to address it was he had to go, man. He had to go, and I don't know. Every Barcelona fan that I know, every true Barcelona fan that I know, is happy that he has gone. Now with this new coach, we can play our preferred style of football. Most times when we play the way we want to play, we win a very high percentage of our games. You understand? It's okay. You can lose occasionally. You can lose. It happens. You can't win every time, but you have an obligation as a Barcelona manager to go into games looking to dominate. Do you see Pep Guardiola going to some stadiums and deciding to play on the counter attack? He doesn't do that. That's not his style. So it's the same thing. Everybody has their style. Maybe you Chelsea, not maybe you Chelsea players. I'm sure a lot of you, the fans, for example, are not happy now with Frank Lampard because of this style of play he wants to introduce. Do you understand? But most of you are happy with winning whatever way, provided you are winning. If it's 0-0, you are happy if you win 0-0. You are happy if you win 1-0. Provided you are winning, you don't care whether it's pretty, whether it's ugly, whether it's boring. Provided you are winning. But guy, we are not Chelsea. You understand? Our history and our traditions are different. So I can understand why you may say it was unfair to sack Vardy, but for me, they should have sacked him after Liverpool, immediately after the game.
Okay. So Williams now, Barcelona wanted to get in Xavi, they wanted to get in Ronald Koeman, and we saw them rushing because they had this panic immediately after they lost to Atletico Madrid, and they had this panic that they must do something. The fans have been clamoring for a change to happen. They need to sack Valverde, and they got caught red-handed going to visit Xavi in Dubai, trying to get Koeman, and both of them turned down the offer, saying they were not ready to take Barcelona the job at this time in the season. Do you think it would have been a mistake for someone like Xavi now, who is inexperienced, largely inexperienced, to come into this Barcelona team that is still shaking?
Well, my thoughts on it is that I think Xavi will have done well, but I think fear is underprepared for the job. Barcelona is one of the biggest clubs in the world. For you to come into Barcelona and be their coach, you have to have that doggedness that is required. You have to be mentally strong because the players are almost as big as the coaches. So you need the players to play for you. And that was one of the issues that Valverde couldn't really put in place. He couldn't lay his philosophy on them. That's why you could see that there was this discord. There was this discord between the players, when they were playing and what he was talking about, or what he was trying to teach them.
Yeah.
They were still trying to play that Guardiola style. They are still trying to. Barcelona does not want to move on. It's just like when Jose Mourinho came with 4-2-3-1. They don't want to leave that style. The football is moving towards the Liverpool kind of style now. Press. But Barcelona still wants to knock it around. They are trying to bring somebody that is used to knocking it around. They wanted to bring Xavi. And it's this same knocking around style. That's what Koeman plays for. He's teaching in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a perfect. He's an ex-player for Barcelona too. So I saw reasons why they were trying to bring him. But Valverde didn't do so badly though. If Valverde was in England, he would have been manager of the season.
Yeah.
He won to bring the Champions League. That's the only thing that he didn't bring. And they say he lost to Liverpool. How will you lose 3 goals down, away, blah, 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 all those stuff. But it's not so bad a coach. It's just that the players, I think they got bored of it. They needed something fresh. The energy in the camp was leaving. It's just the same way Arsenal and Emery couldn't work again. Started very well, but at the point there was this disconnect, and the managers, as usual, only suffer because the players can't leave. The manager will leave. One person will just sacrifice one to save 22.
Yeah,
that's really
okay. Wait, Williams, very quickly. A quick question:
okay.
If you are the owner of a club, you are the owner of a club like Barcelona, and Valverde is your coach, are you going to still stick by him?
Football is beyond emotions. Football is a business now. We take it as a business. If the fans are not happy that a certain coach is there, it means they will stop turning up for matches, meaning the club will not make more money. So at every point in time, they need to keep the fans happy and they need to keep the subscribers happy. And if Barcelona is not doing well, they won't get sponsors. They won't get all those extra bonuses they are getting. They won't get deals. They won't get endorsements. So they need to also weigh those factors into places that if we get this guy out and get a new coach, they will start playing well. More investors will start coming to our club because they see that we are trying to start a revolution. They want to be part of it. In the same way that clubs now are looking at AC Milan now, because AC Milan seems to be doing very well once again. You see that in a matter of a month or 2 or 3, new sponsors will come. You see AC Milan will start buying big names because they will qualify. They are likely to qualify for the Champions League, and they will create this kind of awareness. Bringing Zlatan back, I think it's a marketing strategy. They need him to sell shirts, reignite a kind of spark within the dressing room, and a sense of fulfillment among the fans and the supporters, giving them that thought of belief that the club can rise to the glory it has risen to again. So it's beyond what we like or what we think. They need to consider the financial aspect of it. It's the same way. God.
I understand you, Williams. I understand everything you are saying, but you still not answer the question.
Well.
Wait, Williams, you still not answer the question.
Let me answer the question for Williams now.
No, Tega,
but the funny thing,
Tega, you are a Chelsea fan. I understand. You will take anything. You will take any manager provided is winning. See, the most important thing about football,
that's not the point. That's not the point.
Tega, listen. Football is entertainment first of all. I don't want to go and sit down in front of my TV for 1 hour 30 minutes and watch boring football. I can't sit down consistently and watch Atletico play, guy. They are boring. For most of the time, I'm taking my time. I'm going to maybe a club or a bar to watch the football, and I'm going to buy a drink. So if I know that at the end of all these things, it's not going to be worth it for me, like Williams has said with the fans, then the purpose is different. And for most of the time, Valverde's football was boring. It was terrible to watch as a Barca fan. I don't know, maybe because we've been spoiled to spectacular football. We had MSN, we had Guardiola, and we had the likes of them, Ronaldinho and all that. But guy, for most of the time, it was boring. The end justifies the means. I understand that, but at a point, the end wasn't just justifying the means again, because the end was becoming compromised. Come on now.
Okay. Now let me say what I wanted to say as regards the question you asked. It's kind of funny. You keep on referencing Chelsea. Let me just take on the Chelsea part before I answer the question. If you watch Chelsea's games recently, you see that Chelsea is even playing more attacking football this season. They haven't played more attacking football this season and are still losing. So Chelsea's problem now, it comes down to inexperience. But the thing is that it's just funny that if someone had told me that Solskjaer will outlast Valverde, I would have told the person is a fool. But you can't see Man U. I see holding down
because they are a confused club. Man United right now is a confused club. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they are doing. They are run by probably the worst owner in the history of owners. And for people that know what Man United used to be, it's a sorry case because they have been pathetic. And apart from the football, it's the kind of comments that Solskjaer makes. It's the kind of comments that he makes after the games. You can see what he said after Liverpool that Liverpool is a very good team considered by the press and everything, but they held the game down to the last minute. What kind of manager of a big club like Man United says that? Even if you are not a big club, say you can't. It's never acceptable to lose. You will never come out to say what you meant. No. See, guys, so you can't bring Man United here, guy. Ole and Man United, only God know what they are doing, but they don't just measure up, to be honest.
Well, since we're on Man U's topic now, let's speak to Williams about Man U. They are having problems signing players. They tried to sign Haaland. The representative of Haaland gave them a word that he will probably sign for Manchester United. But Haaland decides to go a different path and sign for Borussia Dortmund. They've been struggling to sign players also. Bruno Fernandes has been linked with Man U since the time of Mourinho down to Solskjaer. Now, this January, there's even talk that Bruno Fernandes is no longer interested in signing for Man U anymore. Williams, what do you think about Man U's problems with signing players and their form with Solskjaer?
I think, before I sign for a club, I need to know the kind of players who is the manager. Because you need to go to a place whereby you are motivated all the time to play. You need to put your heart, soul, and body into where you are. I can go to a club just because I want to get paid or because this place is good, but I need to consider, what do I get in return? Am I going to get a good training? Who is the coach? What's his philosophy? Is his training style? Is it what is going to suit me? All those considerations, some players put it into consideration before moving to a club. Why some just say, okay, they're paying me good money, let me move. So I think for Fernandes, he's not as confident in social coming. I love to move to Man U, but who are the people there? Who is the coach? Is it really going to impact me that to better my career? For example, it was someone like Salah that was still at Man U, or Wenger that was at Man U, or Mourinho. Fernandes will want to move because he knows these coaches are renowned names. He grew up hearing their names, so he will want to move and learn under them. So I think the coaches to play a pivotal role in players moving these days. So
Yeah.
that's really what I think about.
Oris Williams made a good point in the sense that some players feel okay, the Solskjaer cannot motivate them or something like that. But and that's a key factor because you look at Solskjaer, you see the fact is that if he wasn't a Manchester United legend, there was no way he was going to get that Manchester United job. But for the fact he has gotten it now, should the owners of Man U now since they are not prepared to sack him. It doesn't look like they're going to sack this guy, or at least maybe to the end of the season. So they just go out and just spend as much. If Fernandes wants 70 million with some incentive in his contract, this person wants 80 million. Can they just go out and just spend this money on keep players, at least even if it's short-term solutions, not long-term now, because they've been looking at signing young players also. But even if it's short-term solutions like Fernandes, like Cavani, but more experience, should they just back Solskjaer since they're not prepared to sack him?
If you give Ole, Pele, Maradona, Messi, he will ruin them. He will not do anything good with them. See, like Williams has rightly said, the first step for a club that wants to start a revolution or start a game from scratch, you need a good coach. A good coach is like a magnet. He is the one that is going to attract the very good players. So which players are you going to buy in the market that are going to want to come to Man United and play for Ole? And we're talking about issues of finance. Yes, Manchester United, they are one of the richest clubs in the world. But if you compare their wage structure with that of Liverpool, you will find out that it is outrageous. Luke Shaw is receiving way more than, I think, Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, more than, I think, even Mane. It's ridiculous when you think about it. So that issue of just going to buy the players, for me, it's not going to work. They bought Pogba, they bought Sanchez, they bought Matic, they bought Fred, and these are big money. I think Maguire is the most expensive defender in the world. They have one Bissaka that cannot cross to save his life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, the start has to be, the coach has to go. Sack this man, get someone like Allegri. Yeah. Allegri is very pragmatic. He knows what it is to coach a big club. You understand? Yes, he may not be used to English and everything, but for me, sack Ole, get in Allegri, then you go for the big players, then you see what can happen.
Yeah. Okay. So let's speak on another club who is also in a similar situation, but not as worse. But they are a little bit behind the table, which is Arsenal. Arsenal has brought in Mikel Arteta, finally sacked Unai Emery, and it's just one win in 5 games for Arsenal. And I keep on hearing these changes. I don't know. Always these perceived changes that Arteta is making. Arteta is making these changes. We should not look at the results. Williams, can you justify these changes irrespective of the results that Arteta has been getting?
Why are you putting me on the spot? I'm not really Arsenal fan yet. I see the really noisy.
No. I'm not an Arsenal fan, please. I'm not an Arsenal fan. See, listen, I'm not an Arsenal fan. You say?
When you need to come, bro?
Listen to me, Williams. Football players and managers can coach. Mourinho coached Chelsea, coach Man United, is coaching Tottenham now. This is a man that the club were paying shit-ton amount of money. So why will Mourinho be able to switch his club, but me, I can't decide not to care for Arsenal? Yes, I used to care for Arsenal in the days of Henry and Wenger towards the end of his tenure. But guy, I don't give. No, I don't care. But Tega though, on the Arsenal issue, I feel like Arteta has come and he has improved them. I've seen a couple of their games and they are
not winning games.
Listen, change does not happen overnight. It will be ridiculous for you to expect him that he will come and all of a sudden. Do you know how bad they were under Emery?
Okay, well, let me just seem to address some issues that I think has reduced. Under Unai Emery, Tega, we played a very high pressing game with a poor defensive backup. Under Unai Emery, we considered at least 15 shots from the opponent in each game, which is very poor. As at now, we are conceding about 10 to 11, about 9 to 11 per game, which shows that the defense is really tightening up. Now,
the positional play also is changing.
Let this be known that our main fullbacks are injured. We are making deal with a 19-year-old Bukayo Saka and a midfielder in the name of Niles. Niles doesn't play right back, but he has made a good shift there. Also, the gameplay has changed.
you could see that he has instilled in them that importance of play it quickly. Don't be fancy. I was watching a training video whereby he was shouting at Shaka that pass it quickly. Shaka was trying to do style to pass the ball. He was like, pass it quickly. You don't do that on the field normally. So why are you trying to do it now? And you see that positionally, they are playing like Man City. Arsenal is playing like Man City. You can't really catch somebody out of position. They do this, I move to your side, you cover for me. The way Guardiola moves his team, that's how he's trying to build the team the way Fernandinho sits behind. That's where Xhaka will be. And they will try and push it to Ozil. Ozil is like with De Bruyne, bring it to the sides and all that. It's good constructive play. And you see that Pepe too has also improved. You see the confidence is becoming stronger. He's giving the younger ones game time. Martinelli, that boy is a global star. Watch out for Martinelli. And also big ups to Reece Nelson too. He has also turned up. Torreira has been very decent. Luis has improved. A 30-something-year-old man, I'm saying he has improved. But he's playing better under Arteta than the way he was under Emery. His long balls are being entertained now because under Emery, you don't play long balls because you have to play out from the back. And he could play out his long balls now because of the way they are being set up. And big ups to Leno too. He's been conceding less goals, though not his fault, apart from the Chelsea game that I don't know whether he thought he was winning or something. But we move. But typically, I'm not trying to support or be a pro-Arsenal individual. But Arsenal, they are playing well, just that they are not getting the results. So I think if they can continue like this, they may. I'm not sure about finishing top 4 anymore, but miracles can occur. They should just try and hold on to the crop of players they have now. And in the summer, try and get names. As they bring in reassuring names, I see that they're trying to chase Kazawa, which is a good move for them because Kazawa has fallen down the pecking order in PSG. A good rise for him coming to Arsenal, which is good. Then also, I think we're trying to bring in some midfielders. Aubameyang, Barca placed a loan deal for Aubameyang. I think that shouldn't work out. They should try and give Aubameyang another contract. Try and secure him because Aubameyang has been our really saving grace. His goals have made a difference, and they should improve. If you give Arteta at least a year or two or to the end of the window to try and bring in his own players, instill his own philosophy, we see that Arsenal really do well. Now, it begs us the question is, why didn't we get Arteta that time? Why bring Unai Emery? Is it because Unai Emery has won titles? Arteta was that the consideration? So why go for Arteta now? Why do we feel that he's the one that can succeed in Unai Emery? So Raul and Edu haven't really done well. They need to really consult themselves and say, okay, what did we get wrong initially, and how do we get behind this team now and show our support? Because the fans obviously are behind Arteta. Arteta is a player who came from our ranks. He knows he was our captain at a point in time. He knows when to press. He's instilling that as a Wenger. You could see that is as a Wenger mentality on him. They're talking to him. He has this blend of Guardiola and Arsene Wenger kind of. That's not really doing well. Before when Emery was there, I stopped watching Arsenal. You see, I don't even post anything about Arsenal on my stats again. I was just
William, very quickly, about a lot of Arsenal fans, I've been seeing a lot of complaints about Lacazette. It's a real issue. So what was your take on that?
I was leaving that part out for you because you are the pro Lacazette. I am pro Aubameyang. You are the one that likes Lacazette. What's your take on Lacazette? I think he has been very lazy. He was
Arsenal's player of the year last season. I don't know what has happened. He's missing the simplest of chances. He's not getting enough goals. He's not getting enough. And as a striker, you can't work on hard work will not cut it. He's a hard worker or whatever. You have to score goals, man. And especially now with Aubameyang out, he has not been able to turn up. In fact, it's now Martinelli. So I love Lacazette, but I feel like Arsenal should sell him to raise funds. Sell him, let Aubameyang play through the middle, let Martinelli be his backup, then use the money to get in maybe a winger or another midfielder or something. But for me, I don't just, except if a lot of things change between now and the end of the season, which I don't see happening. You understand? So for me, I can understand why people want him to go.
Well, for like in the Premier League now, there's just a team that is better than everybody, which is Liverpool, and we can include Man City. When Man City are at their best, they are better than everybody. The other teams are just mediocre at best. Leicester City, Chelsea. Then we have the worst ones, Man U, Arsenal. Then we have the upcoming ones, Wolves, which are pressing for that top 4 position. And we have Tottenham, which is terrible at best because they've sacked Pochettino and brought in Mourinho. And I haven't seen any special thing about Tottenham that has changed. At least you are trying to at least justify some reasons why what Arteta has done. And obviously there are some changes I've also seen.
I have questions, Tega.
Yeah.
What has Mourinho done to Tottenham? Do you think he has done anything?
Personally, I don't think he has improved anything. I think Pochettino will be somewhere in Argentina and somewhere on his farm because he said he was never going to coach Barcelona. If Barcelona offered him a job, he rather stays in his farm and work 24/7. So I think Pochettino will be in his farm somewhere sipping tea or sipping coffee and laughing to the bank because he's still on Tottenham's payroll. Because they're still paying him because they didn't officially sack him, they just relieved him of his duties. And he will just be watching his Tottenham team because he said this thing before that he needs to improve this team. And there's nothing Mourinho has brought to Tottenham, in my opinion, watching Tottenham play. I think they've even gone, they're just stagnant. But the problem with the Premier League now, I think it's something Oris, maybe I'll ask Oris to address because in the Premier League now, because Chelsea can't find any consistency. Because Chelsea can't find any consistency, mediocre teams like Man U, like Tottenham, can still creep into this top 4 position. This position, that top 4, last 4 spots, which Chelsea is handling onto. So do you think it will be a failure on Lampard's part? Because when we started this podcast, we were saying how good Lampard was and he wasn't getting the results. Finally started getting the results, then all of a sudden something has changed and Chelsea can't just get any good consistency going on for them. Do you think it will be a failure on Lampard's part? Even we had no expectations about him, but now that he's in that top 4 position, do you think it will be a failure if he doesn't make at least top 4 and allow someone a team like Man U, a team like Tottenham to sneak into that position?
Yes, for me at this point, it has to be a big failure if it doesn't, considering how the season has panned out. You get, because we've seen that they can play better than they are doing at the moment. You understand? We've seen that they can play and they can win. I mean, you go to Wolves and you trash Wolves or you score 5 goals at Wolves. You beat Arsenal away. You were very unlucky against Liverpool. You lost to Man United, but still you beat Tottenham away from home. You beat Arsenal away from home, and then you lose to Newcastle. Is unexplainable. And considering how poor,
some very poor teams, Bournemouth.
Exactly. So considering how poor, like you said, Man United and Tottenham have been, and considering the position they are in right now, it's going to be terrible because for those other 2 teams to come and overtake you, that means something very, very bad and very, very poor has to have gone and happened to you, because they are currently 4th, regardless of how many games they've lost and everything. So for me, it's going to be a failure. I know you guys, the expectation was very low at the beginning of the season, but come on.
All right. Let's relax a bit on European football. Let's talk Africa. Something that happened not too far back, but something recent. Asisat Oshoala, she won the CAF Footballer of the Year, and just as the award ended, news started breaking out that the 5 Nigerian team that were delegated to vote didn't even, not even one of the 5 of them picks Oshoala as number 1 in Africa. Chisom, or what's her name, put her in second. Osas put her in second, and some other people, even Perpetua and Wokocha. Although I can understand Wokocha's part, because Wokocha was like, okay, he doesn't want Oshoala to get a record. So she was trying to thank Oshoala's average position, because when they put all the rankings, they will now average it.
We are our problem, I swear.
So she put Oshoala at 5th position, not even first, not even second, not even third. What do you think about that whole controversy, Williams? What do you think about the whole not voting for her? And Oshoala was even pissed at the whole thing, but she was just joking around with it. What do you think about it?
Currently, there's no African player as good as Oshoala. So anybody that is trying to see, when you don't, it's a very simple, basic logic. It said when you celebrate with people, people will celebrate with you. There is no need for her to be beefing the girl. The girl plays for Barcelona. For Barcelona to have signed her, They see potential in her, and she plays well. She delivers on the pitch. Sometimes I watch her matches on YouTube just because I don't want to check on how she's doing. And you see her delivering. The girl, she deserves the award. So what I would have advised the other person is that learn from this girl. Watch what she's doing. Ask her how does she do it. Start from her grace. Not the one you are trying to question, whatever. It's to me, it's ridiculous. It's just like Ryan Lingard trying to beat Messi. As in, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Lingard, I just scored this year. Last year.
Oris, what do you think about the whole situation with that?
I found it unbelievable. Like, how can you not vote for your own person? And it's not like the person doesn't deserve it. If you have someone that is playing at a higher level, like Williams has said, she's the best right now. Yeah. You understand? After the award, she went and she scored 4 goals to celebrate.
4 goals, yeah.
That's ridiculous. You understand? So for you and your own country person, for you to now go and be voting for, I don't know, is it jealousy? Is it witchcraft? You understand? Because it's not everybody that flies as a witch digger, because I cannot understand. But though, I think a couple of them came out to deny it and said it was a rumor, it wasn't true, that their votes were tampered with and all that, blah, blah, blah. See, when you are good, you are good. Eventually, their votes were not even needed because God no go shame us.
Yeah, for the most part of the award, Salah, Mahrez, and Mane were nominated. Obviously, Mane won because he had the better year. And there was this like rumor of Mahrez and Salah being nonchalant about the whole thing because they knew they were obviously not going to win, so they decided to stay back in England. For Mahrez, I'll try and excuse Mahrez because Mahrez had the match that night, and he was obviously key in that match because he scored against Man U. I think he also made an assist. So it was key to help him in that game. But for Salah not to attend, I don't know what is the problem with Salah. Is it that he's beefing his Liverpool teammates? Williams, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I tend not to judge from a one-sided view. I would have preferred a press statement from Salah's camp to say why he was omitted. Was it a logical issue or logistics based? Yeah. I don't really know. But I think for him not to have come, Salah usually comes every year. So it's raised an eyebrow for him not to be there. So I think we should hear from his camp before we conclude. I don't want to start saying people already saying he was envious, he's already being proud, he doesn't like money and all those crap. So I don't want to believe all those issues because I already know.
Well, for me, we are here to just analyze and talk about this. And so I think Oris will be will not take your diplomatic view. Oris, what do you think?
No, you know me, I'm not going to be diplomatic. I feel like Salah, because initially, let's be honest, when they both started out like 2 seasons ago, Salah was better. Salah was more consistent. It was turning up and all. But Mane has gone back and Mane has worked out and Mane has improved. And last year, when Salah won, Mane was there. You could see the photographs cheering him up and celebrating with him. In fact, he was even happier for Salah. And so, but this season, when Mane started getting better and getting better and getting better, there was even the issue of Mane, Salah refusing to pass to Mane against Burnley beginning of the season. Yeah. So that one just raised the whole issue of Salah being overly selfish. I think he's selfish though, being overly selfish and not wanting to pass. He wants to take the glory and playing for himself and all that. But at the end of the day, Africa saw that Mane was the better player and Africa gave him the award. Why he could not be there, I do not know, but I can understand why he would not go because he knew very well that Mane was going to win. I'm sure if the roles were reversed, Mane will go. Exactly. You understand? But Salah I see Salah as, I don't know, I just see him, he has this, but he has this thing about him where I feel like he is after that personal glory. Not to say that players are not after it, but I feel like his is a little bit excessive. Yeah. You understand? And you can see it in the way he plays. You can see it in the way sometimes he will want to take shots from outrageous angles when the better option would have been to pass. Yeah. But anyway, Mane won. I was very happy with him. I thought he had a brilliant year. Finished 4th at the Ballon d'Or ratings. I felt he should have been third ahead of Ronaldo, but that's story for another day. So it was good. I also feel like if he was not going to win, then I think Mahrez should have won it because Mahrez who had a great year. He won all the trophies, 3 trophies in England. He won the Nations Cup with Algeria. So he was equally a deserved winner. But at the end of the day, he sent out a tweet to Mane telling Mane congratulations and everything. but he has to start scoring for this coming year. So he scored. So I'm happy for him. It felt like a light banter, but between both of them. So all the best to both of them.
A club that has been resurrecting dead careers recently, Inter Milan. They've gone about signing Ashley Young. I've now signed Victor Moses, on the verge of signing Victor Moses. Akonta has always complained about not having quality players recently. Yeah, he said his Inter Milan squad is short of quality, and he wants to get a more players in so he can finally get Juventus out of that Serie A title this season. And the league has been really very close this season. You see with this Conte strategy of it's basically getting backups for his key players. What do you think about Italian Serie A title race, and what do you think about Conte's strategy of getting the likes of Ashley Young and Victor Moses to join his team?
I'm happy for him. I feel that he has done very well. This is just his first season with Inter Milan, and he has really impressed. He has pushed Juventus all the way. I think the gap is 2 points now. Yes, so they are 2 points behind, but I think they were top like a week ago. So they are there. They are fighting for it, and I really want them to win it. Lukaku has been very good. Martinez, I believe was his name. Lautaro has been very good. So I'm happy. And Victor Moses was very important and very crucial for him at Chelsea. That left wing back position, I'll be right wing back position. Then Ashley Young, I feel like Ashley Young is going to do well for him as a backup or whatever he decides to play him as. So it's good. I think they also want to sign Giroud to come in also as backup. So I feel these are quality signings that are not so expensive. You understand? So I feel with that, he should be able to get the job done. Even if they don't win, but they should push Juventus all the way to the title.
All right, last but not the least, Zidane and Real Madrid. Zidane has come into Real Madrid and has transformed his. So before he came back to the club, Real Madrid were losing and not playing well, but he has come now, and this is not a player not see results. They are playing their same results, and he has won a trophy. Pro Real Madrid fan Williams. I'm not going to talk to Oris on this because the backer he will say rubbish. But seriously, now let's be serious. What do you think, Williams?
I would take a page from Edmund's book. I think Zidane is the luckiest of managers ever. I think he has just been so lucky. 9 out of 9.
That's preparation, not lucky.
It's luck. Somebody can be lucky 9 times. But they've been very good. To me, I think it's the standout player for me at Real Madrid this season is Valverde. That boy is playing as if he's as old as 29 years. He's so experienced. The way he knocks the ball. Sometimes I think it's Toni Kroos. Sometimes that's on the ball. The way he does it is just. Then the tackle on Morata, my God, that was
savage.
That was just perfect. It was a perfect. That's what saved the game. You could see Courtois saving penalties like Courtois. Courtois that considered how many goals when he first came. He's saving penalties. The daughters of the Philistines rejoice.
I think calling him a lucky manager is unfair, to be honest. I feel he has done a lot. Yes, Ronaldo, everybody was saying when Ronaldo was there that it was Ronaldo that was winning it, you understand? But now Ronaldo has gone. He has come in, and yes, he struggled initially, but he has somehow steadied the ship. And they are unbeaten in, I think, since September, but for a long time, since they lost to Mallorca 1-0. They've not lost then. They've not lost again. They went to Camp Nou and they literally outplayed Barcelona in their own stadium. So you have to give him credit. I'm a Barca fan, but you have to give them credit. I feel like I'm happy though, because anytime when Valverde was there, anytime we draw or they had the opportunity to go outright first position, they were always either they would draw or something will happen. Yeah, they will always drop. I'm happy about that. But for me, he has done a lot of work to be able to bring in. Now, Modric doesn't start. Do you know how much is going to take for you to drop Ballon d'Or winner and the person of Modric's personality to bring in Valverde? I think that's the guy that has come in and has stabilized their game. So himself with Casemiro and Kroos, they're just a perfect combination. You understand? And Isco is playing also. Benzema is scoring goals. Courtois, like you said, is keeping clean sheet and turning up most of the time. Then of course you have the ever reliable Sergio Ramos and captain motivator. So I feel it's been a good season and he's doing well. I don't consider him lucky. I don't consider him to be lucky.
Okay. Quick prediction. Who wins the La Liga? Barcelona or Real Madrid?
Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid game.
Oris, what do you think?
What kind of joke question is that? How you don't win? Nobody wins against Messi. Yeah, Messi wins that.
Okay, so I'm the tiebreaker here, and Real Madrid will win the La Liga. So two numbers one. Finally,
remind me to put the red paint on your nose.
Finally, on extra time, Grammy Award winning or Grammy nominated, not yet winning. Burna Boy is nominated for Grammys, which will be happening very soon. This is the chance of the Nigerian finally winning the Grammy Award.
Well, him being nominated it's almost as huge as winning the award itself, because Nigerian hardly gets recognized on the Grammy stage. Grammy is the biggest awards of awards, like the Ballon d'Or of music. So seeing Burna Boy's name there or being nominated there, it's already a huge crown on the African continent. It's a huge crown for us already, and we're happy about that. So we hope he goes far and becomes the winner and all that.
Yeah, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win. The guy has actually deserved it. What's the name of this music that invited him over? Coachella, when they invited him and they put his name in small font, he called them out, and I think a lot of people, myself included, were laughing at him that how dare him call himself African giant? Who the fuck does he think he is and all that? So I'm actually happy he has gone back and he has produced brilliant, beautiful music. The award, I mean, the work that was nominated, the African Giant album was incredible. So I'm happy and hopeful that he wins.
All right. So on that note, thanks guys for joining me once again on the podcast. Williams, when will you be relocating to Canada? They are looking for doctors in Canada. I heard that doctors are driving Uber in Canada. Where will you join them?
Thank you, all, man.
Yeah.
Thanks,
all right, Oris. Thanks for joining me once again.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, just take care of yourself and make sure you check out the show on iTunes and Google Podcasts. Whenever you listen to your podcast, take care of yourself, guys, and cheers.